Hello folks, welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to do an overview of some Smittybilt stuff. They've got some really good products out there, and this is kind of a couple-year-old review that I've been meaning to do, because some of it's just not wearing like it should be, but that's okay. So I've got the Smittybilt seat covers that have Molly gear on the backs, and you can see there's Molly gear right here as well, and in the front, and they do a really good job. I do have my seats covered with neoprene seat covers, and that kind of helps as well. But you can see the installation goes on pretty standard, and we're going to kind of go over and review some of this. A Smittybilt overhead, I don't want to say it's a console, I forget what they call it, but it's made for the 2-door, but I've modified it for the 4-door. You can see the gauge on this is pretty good. It bolts in pretty stable. These 2 holes I'd mounted previously was for something different, so don't worry about that. But it mounts really sturdy. You know, I got my CB up there. Thing's not going anywhere. The one complaint I have about all the Smittybilt gear that I have is that the sun, the heat. I live in Florida, and it deteriorates the Molly panel. You can see right here, there's a split. There's a split there. And that's the reason I've got this paracord, because this basically just rotted away. It's not been wet. It's just deterioration from the heat, to the best of that I can tell. And some of the seat covers are starting to show some of the same wear. I do have from a plate carrier. I modified the side panels, and I've just strapped them to my sun visors so I can put stuff up there if I want to, and they flip up out of the way, and I've got that on both sides. Okay, so we're talking about a little bit of the heat damage, and as you can see for this strap here, the heat's just eating that up and it's starting to split. Same thing going on right here, and you saw that piece just fall right off. So not really sure what they can do about that, if anything, but it would be nice, because these aren't inexpensive, you know. So it'd be much better if they lasted longer, because this one's about to pop off, and then I'm going to have to figure out what I'm going to do to get it remounted or replace it. On the driver's side, you can see the wear here, and once again, you know, it's just starting to fade from the heat. I really can't say that's wear, because there's one on this side as well, and my shoulders don't go up that high to be rubbing on it, and it's contoured, and that is away from where my shoulder would be sitting, so it's just heat degradation. Okay, but hey, they're really good. I like them, don't get me wrong. Here's another view of some sun damaged stuff right here. You can see it's all frayed, so if it had any Molly attached to it, they'd be ripping right off at this point in time. Another thing I want to show you folks while I'm out here, if I haven't done this already, I've been wanting to. I got some wild boar grip handles, and they work wonderfully. They go on with like 1 bolt, maybe 2. It's 2. There's one at the top, and there's one there in the side. And these kits come with 4 pieces, 2 for the front, 2 for the back. So that's one of the front ones for the driver's side. This is a view for the passenger side. And they, once they're mounted, they are rock steady. Makes it much easier to get in and out of, and or to hold on to something more stable if you're off-roading. So I'm sorry, I'm getting the garage in the back of the shot, so I apologize. Okay, so this is the other side of the passenger front seat, and you can see it's starting to split there. It's just hanging on by a couple threads, so I'm definitely gonna have to do something here. Same thing with this one. And this side's worse than the driver's side, because the way my house sits and the way I park, this side of the Jeep gets more sun than the other side. That's what's making me think it's just sun damage. Because if I go down here and I look where the sun doesn't hit it, there is no damage. It's like brand new. So, okay, so this is the back of the driver's side seat with all the Molly gear on it. So, bunch of different pouches and stuff. So, this is for just general, like a pair of gloves, easy to get to, flashlight holder. Gloves are in here, as well as some of the controls for my winch, the remote. There's a small tool pouch down here. This is just a small set of binoculars. I've got a portable handheld CB radio pouch. I've got some CB accessories and batteries that go in here, my SWR meter, just general stuff. There's a water bottle holder right here. On the other side, there is a first aid kit. We'll go open that up and show you what some of that stuff is right now. Okay, so back here, so once again, we've got some Molly pouches. I got safety glasses in here in case I have to do any work or anything like that. Another set of gloves. I've got over in this pouch here there's some really minor first aid stuff. This pouch down here is a first aid pouch, and I'm gonna open this one up here, and you can see there's a first aid kit, and you just pull that out, and of course everything falls out. Hey, but that's okay. So it's just a Johnson & Johnson first aid kit that I've augmented for my particular needs. It's got some little stuff in there, yada yada. Once again, for off-roading, in case anybody gets hurt, some blood, excuse me, some clotting sponges, etc., in case anybody gets hurt really bad. You never know if you're working with a hijack lift or anything, somebody gets a smashed finger, cut, something like that. So we'll go more into detail about first aid and off-road in another video. Of course, here's the view of the back seat with the Molly panels. Once again, these are from Smittybilt, and hopefully you can see them out here. I know there's some glare, but the fronts of these, they don't have the seat portion. They just have the back, and they lace on, and they have Molly in the back. So this is the cargo area of the Jeep, and you can see the back of the passenger seat, the back seat, and it's got some Molly pouches in it. And I've got some lighting, cigarette lighter, spotlight type things. There's a tire repair kit in case I get a puncture. More lighting, some extra. I don't know what else is in that one to tell you the truth. I have to open it up. I'm not going to do that. It's my off-road recovery gear from Warren. So it's got the snatch block in there. It's got the toe straps are in there. Of course, another pair of gloves. It's also got a winch blanket, so that when I'm winching, I throw something over the winch so it doesn't, if I have a catastrophic failure of the winch cable, it doesn't kill anybody. Another Molly pouch. Here, this is a sustainment pouch. And once again, this is all to help you organize. Put a lot of stuff in here. Now, I don't know about you folks, but every time I've had to mess with jumper cables, it's always a mess. This gives me the ability to keep them, organized, out of the way, but easily accessible for whatever I need them to do. Let's see if I can do this one-handed. There we go. All right, cool. Toolbox, my master key. Master key is just bolt cutters. So, I have padlocks on my off-road trailer for various items. And those padlocks stay out in the weather, and sometimes they lock up on me. And so I carry spares, and I've had to cut one or two off before. It happens. So it's a good accessory to keep. All right, over on the this side, I've got some more just general repair stuff. There's some hose clamps in here, just general items for repairs, more gloves, antifreeze, oil, air compressor for airing up the tires. Another Molly pouch over here, off-road hand crank radio, I've got a knife in there, some other stuff. Over here, we've got another one. I've already unzipped it so you can see what's in it, and it's got some bug repellent and stuff. Just general stuff to keep around. It keeps, you know, keeps the cargo area kind of organized. There's the fire extinguisher. Oh my goodness. So I've got a little step stool in here because my wife's from Tokyo and she is short. So that helps with that. I also keep a couple of boxes of Mountain House meals, because you never know if you off-road. I had a buddy that got stuck out into a wildlife management area overnight one time. He had no water, he had no food with him, and he had no CB radio, and there was no cell service, so he was stuck out there until they could get some help. Don't want that to happen to us. It's kind of a nice little, neat little thing here. This is a portable fuel filter, and basically, if your fuel's been contaminated, it's a jerry can, it's got condensation in it, it's a plastic gas can, whatever. This filter allows you to pour contaminated fuel into this, and only the gasoline molecules will pass through that filter. Water molecules will not pass, and it'll guarantee you get clean fuel into your vehicle. So you don't have to worry about contaminated source. Pretty cool. Just a general canteen cup. I know it's a little off track from some of the Smittybilt stuff, but there's a entrenching tool, small little shovel. I always carry it, that way I always have it. If we're going somewhere else, you know, I've got a couple full-size shovels that can be mounted on the off-road trailer. Keep one inside of it at all times, so it all works out pretty good. So that's how the cargo's basically organized. Is it perfect? No, but it's how I'm doing it right now, and it will change and get modified over time. So, but it does give me a lot of organization.